Talk to me about devolution and how that's going to help with planning.
Well, this is a huge ambition for the government. It was in our manifesto. We have seen the benefits that mayors across the country have made to their local economies in rallying public services at a local level, in drawing in investment. And we want now for the whole country to realise the benefit of what that mayoral combined authority can bring, but also what empowered local government can bring, because we recognise that we need to repair the foundations of local government. We need to get councils fit and ready for the fight ahead. And whether it's emissions in terms of the strategic direction or the plan for change about the outcomes that we want, we know that the way to achieve those at a local level, so that they are felt in every community, is through devolution and getting those powers out of Westminster.
OK. And you still think you can build 1.5 million houses in 5 years?
Well, that's absolutely the outcome that we want. And
so is that a yes?
Well, absolutely. Yeah, that is the ambition. That's why we're marshalling our mayors. That's why we're marshalling local authorities. That's why we are removing the barriers where they exist. But it's also why we want every area to have a local plan, because in the end, local voice matters. And the best way to have that reflected is through a local plan derived by the local community with their local council and put in place as their local framework. Where devolution comes into its own, and I think we have seen this, is on growth. And, you know, we need to make sure that people feel it in every community. It's OK having growth in the areas that have always done well, but the challenge that any government will have is, well, how do you get that to every single community and neighbourhood so people feel the benefits of that? And so when we talk about raising living standards, whether it's employment, skills or inward investment, this new model of devolution is absolutely critical.
But we don't have enough brickies to build 1.5 million properties. We don't have enough plumbers, we don't have enough carpenters, we don't have enough plasterers, we don't have enough ground workers, we don't have enough tilers, we don't have electricians, we don't have enough roofers, we don't have enough engineers. Where are they all going to come from?
And you have articulated perfectly why this is more than just building 1.5 million new homes. This is about the skills agenda, but it also, frankly, it's about those decent, well-paid working-class jobs, those trade skills being available to working-class people. And for too long, there hasn't been an alignment between the employment market and the skills market, which is why employment and skills is a significant part of the devolution offer that will be published later on today.
OK. Where are you going to get all these people from?
Well, they are there. People are in the communities, but for too long, they have the absolute potential, but they are not given the opportunity. I know in my own town, there are people who are coming out of school who would love to be a sparky, to be a plumber, but they are not given the opportunities. And even if they're given the college place, there is a disconnect between the college and the local labour market and the employer. Having that all connected at a local level through our mayors and councils is the way that we can really achieve the 1.5 million new homes. So this is a coordination. This is coming together of all of those outcomes in the plan for change. It's about delivering on the missions, but it's about recognising that you can't pull a lever from the centre and hope that it will appear in every community in the country. You can only do that by taking power out of Westminster and Whitehall and putting it into the hands of people with a skin in the game who know their areas better.
OK, so you're confident that you'll be able to fill all of those job places. Every 10,000 new homes to be built, the sector needs about 30,000 new recruits across those 12 trades that I was talking about. All of that can be filled by British workers.
Well, whether it can or can't, there will always be a balance to be had. But the jobs that you mentioned there around electricians, around plumbers, around brickies, the skilled trades, the trades that make stuff, that build stuff, that give a quality of life and pay well, are the jobs that working-class kids coming out of school, going into college, should see as a future career for themselves.
Yeah, but this is within the next 4.5 years.
And that's why we're building a supply chain. There is not a lot we can do about what's happened over the last 14 years.
So you will bring some people in from overseas if necessary? There is not a lot we can do about what's happened over the last 14 years, but we can absolutely change course to make sure, even in the first 6 months, that we are putting the framework in place, the plan in place to make sure that British workers can benefit from those jobs. But also, you know, we're all facing Christmas now. In my own town, there are 500 kids who are in temporary accommodation who need a home to live in. I'm aware of that.
And that's why the 1.5 million new homes are so important.
Yes, I know, but let's see whether you can actually achieve that or not. I mean, the jury is certainly out, certainly amongst the house builders. Will you be ruling out bringing in people from overseas to help build those properties?
Well, there'll be a balance. There will be some overseas workers required, and they've always been, by the way, an important part of that. Fine. This is not about good or bad. Yeah. This is about making sure that where the opportunities exist, that working-class kids coming through school and coming through college have the access to those decent, well-paid, skilled jobs. Yes, that's the plan.